Hello, welcome to Rock Reacts. My name is Simon Millis, and right here is JD the Prophet. Gains, $2. A little something different today.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just nice to have a chat. It's nice to have a chat with each other, and it's nice to have a chat with you.
Yep.
And yeah, basically, we thought we'd talk about the channel itself, the vibe we're putting out there, what the deal is, what's been going down, everything to do with music and who we are and who you are, and community, family, and drip units, and all that kind of stuff.
Damn right. Well, is it like basically? It's nice to have a little stopgap because this is now the first recording session that we've done since the channel turned 1 year old, right? Yeah. And it's been a crazy fucking year. We're closing in on the 250,000 subscribers.
What did we say at this stage? 50,000.
The idea was if we could get to the end of last year and get to 30k.
Yeah, well, we said 50,000 by WrestleMania, which obviously is in 3 weeks' time. As we'll just open.
Yeah, and we may get 250,000 by then. We don't know. It depends on how much the videos get recommended and all sorts of stuff like that.
It's nuts, to be completely honest. I mean, it's very easy to get complacent on YouTube because numbers become irrelevant, and you start comparing numbers to other numbers, and you're just like, what am I even doing?
And you forget about it being people and stuff like that.
It becomes an algorithm and SEO and all this nonsense. But then to do stuff like this and take a step back and go, oh man, this is a really cool thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess it ties into the fact that, you know, like starting a Patreon, all this sort of stuff. But it makes you take stock of what we've done in the last year because, well, not this time last year, but basically this time last year, this channel didn't exist. And me and Si hadn't actually seen each other in real life, apart from once, probably in years. And so
it is weird when you think about that.
So much has changed.
Now we see each other a couple of times a month. That is bizarre.
And then another thing, like I listened to the first J. Cole track that we did, and I remember how I felt listening to it the first time, and now I know so intimate with so many of his songs. Still not all of them, but so much has changed.
It is weird.
And I think, okay, well, how has this happened? Obviously, people have enjoyed the videos from the get-go, but YouTube's a funny thing. There's plenty of people out there with 500 subscribers, 50 subscribers who are doing content that a lot of people enjoy, and it's just not gone into the system. So we were lucky in the sense that YouTube recommended a lot of our early videos heavily. We had a crazy few months where we were getting like 40k subs a month, which is just nuts. I mean, what the fuck? That's what like giant million sub channels get on great months. But anyway... But what I'm trying to get to is that, okay, so what else is it that people have stuck around and liked, and what do I like about what we're doing at the moment? And ultimately, it is just two mates fucking about and going on a journey.
But that's what YouTube is. If you look at anyone that's kind of blown up on YouTube, other than obviously big corporations that use their company name, and fair play, that's what it's all about. Most of the stuff that people like on YouTube is just some people decided, oh wow, look, we've got this zero barrier to entry service. We can now just jump on. What are we passionate about? What do we want to do? And then some do well, some don't do well, some do all right. Again, as John said, some do sort of middling, for lack of a better term, but then launch stuff on like Kickstarter or Patreon, and they manage to survive that way. It provides livings for people. And I think that's, especially when it's something people are passionate about and they care about, I just think it's cool. It's a cool little thing. And the fact that we've been able to, carve out our own little niche as well, is humbling. I think it's humbling when you actually really take a step back and think about it. Like,
it's insanely humbling.
We do work hard and we try and make sure we always hit those daily requests. I mean, it would take some breaks here and there, of course, because it's important.
But we also have done 450 videos in a year, so I don't think anybody...
But exactly. It's more than a video a day, in case you are. We balanced it out. But, it's... And I think you're right. Like, there is... a community vibe to all of this, especially given the subject matter that we've turned our attention to.
Exactly that, and then I started really getting into my head, because I spend too much time in my head anyway, about what it was, and what I fell in love with this genre of YouTube channel for in the first place, and why I started to enjoy channels like Lost in Vegas and some of the others, and a bunch of channels that have done very, very, very well in the last 12 to 24 months, which I'd say that we're included in. And I honestly think we're in a weird time in the world at the moment. This is going to sound a little bit serious for a second, so apologies. I said that I was going to do this, but I didn't exactly say what I was going to say. But I just kind of want to get it out there. And this is JD the Prophet and Gains, and we fuck about and dress up doing Travis Scott videos, and it will always be that. But there is something else. There's a reason behind why things have gone this way. And then I was thinking, there's a few different things, right? There's something beautiful, I think, about outsiders coming into a world that they don't know and having an acceptance and then falling, and then long-term a love for it. And I think that's watching our journey, I think people have vibed with that. But I think that comes from a place where at the moment, and this, again, I'm going to get a little bit serious for a minute, the media in this country and in America seems obsessed on both sides of dividing everybody as much as they can possible, segregating people. These people are like this, these people are like this, these people are enemies with this, the right versus the left, race, everything like that the whole time. And then you get a little channel like ours, or a fun little channel like ours, or even something like Lost in Vegas, where you're realizing, I think there's a huge audience, or huge amount of people, most people in fact, that really don't want to think like that really just want to be kind of together. And I think, this is a daft channel, don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say that this is some sort of world-changing thing.
Changing the world.
But the reason I loved Lost in Vegas' videos and still do was not just because it's two black American guys watching metal music, which is cool, but it was also like, wow, this is people from another world who, hip-hop heads from America, all this sort of stuff, accepting what I've loved and trying to love and understand it, and some things they like that we like, and some things, they might not like a song I like, but I think there's magic to that, and I feel that that's what people have had from watching
Just being open-minded. I think that's the
exactly
key. Like, you mentioned the whole stuff with the media and the kind of infighting. That's the thing. Everyone... And I'm sure there are people like this, and I'm sure that's why they do it, to tap into that mindset. But there is this mindset that people won't be open-minded. And talking about what's going on in the UK right now, with Brexit and all this kind of nonsense, I'm straight up saying, no, I did not vote for Brexit, and I still wouldn't do now. But I don't hate anybody that voted for Brexit. Like, even if I talk to them, and the reason they did it is immoral, or even bigotry, I still don't hate them for that. I still feel like it's not my responsibility, but I feel like it's important to try and educate those people and say, well, actually, listen to what you're saying. I don't want a war with those. That's what I'm saying. I don't want a war with those people. I want to try and them to hear my views, and I want to hear their views, and hopefully come to a place. And this is what I think you're talking about, which I agree with, where we meet in the middle.
Exactly.
And again, Rock Reacts is a daft thing because it's about music, and while if music did go away tomorrow, it'd be the worst thing in the world, we would still move forward.
Yes.
And especially talking from my point of view, because John was a little bit more, not a lot, but a little bit more into the hip hop scene than I was. Hence why a lot of songs I say a name and then go, whoop, because I need some context. But I can absolutely, maybe I never actually thought about this, but you can absolutely envision a place, depending on the audience that you acquired, looking at some dude that knew nothing about, and basically listen to Metallica and Megadeth CDs and doesn't even turn on his radio that much. Who's this fucking idiot trying to... But it's not like that at all, because, a relationship gets built up where you're like, okay, he is willing to listen.
Yeah.
He's not just crapping on everything. He is honest. There is a transparency there. And then it builds and it grows to the point where, much like if there's like a reviewer that you like, you build up a trust in them. I know what they like, I know what they don't like, and then...
And that makes me think there's such a desire for so many people to be open-minded and to not be put into little boxes by the media. And it's on both, when I say on both sides, is that when you talk about the Brexit thing, for example, the amount of people who are on the good side, I vote the same as you, right? And I believe this is what I think, but now everybody on the losing side, as it is, but the historically right side, you could call it, are now so keen to just punch and punch and punch and punch the other side so much, the other side, and it's like, do you know what all that's going to do is make the majority of those people clam up, especially British people who are very proud. And we talked about this in another video, and they're gonna shut down. They're not gonna open their ears. They're not gonna open their eyes, and it becomes a tribal thing.
Exactly, and it becomes us versus them.
And it's like, who are these people? Because it's like, everybody's got their own reasons for doing things, and the media manipulated the whole thing anyway, and nobody knew what the fuck was going on. And it's the same thing that happens in so much of what's going on in America. There's fringes, don't get me wrong, there's fringes, there's people who exist on different sides of things for very specific reasons, and they're never going to get on, and there's some horrible, nasty shit out there. But I do believe, and I've just seen it just through our comments and the comments on the channel like Lost in Vegas, and there are hundreds of thousands of people, millions of views, I mean, it is significant, that most people just want everybody... I mean, that sounds fucking hippie, but everybody just to get along and understand and have an understanding.
That's the thing. And I always get a kick out of, someone, it's almost like a parent talking to their kid, but I mean that in a good way. When if I pick up on something or I get something, I goes, oh, look, you get that kind of feedback of, he gets it. And I do like that because, I mean, J. Cole, I've heard of Kendrick Lamar before, but... I don't know, Joyner Lucas, Joey Badass, J-Rock, whatever. I'd never heard of, I've probably in the peripheral heard of these things. But now I feel knee deep in it. And not only that, talking as we are just having a random chat about the channel, I kind of feel like my life is more enriched for knowing about that 100%. Scene. I feel like most people, every day, every year, the clock ticks over, you get a bit like, yeah. But now I kind of feel like, being able to jump into the hip hop scene and get it and have an opinion and be able to talk about which Kendrick Lamar songs I think are good and which I don't understand. I'm not going to say it's like a fountain of youth kind of a deal, but it has made me feel far more generational, keeping one foot in the generation before, which I've always said is an important thing to do. And I actually think throughout other areas of my life, I'm done very well. But music, without even realising it, I hadn't.
I think music's very difficult for people to do that.
I think so. Well, you have to take time. I imagine some of the stuff that I can vibe with now, if we had done that a year ago, I'd been like, I can't, I don't get it. Because you have to educate yourself and you have to allow it, you have to learn. It's like anything. If you don't learn and you don't allow your brain to accept this stuff, so you have a new foundation to build off, you can't, again, we've talked about it 1,000 times. The first time you hear shouting in metal, you're like, you can't do it. But you've got to stick with it and eventually, I understand it now. And it's the same with this. And it's harder to do that stuff the older you get, because you do get set in your ways.
Absolutely.
And I kind of fell on that this all happened, and now, when Joyner Lucas comes on at my gin or whatever, I can vibe out going,
and it keeps me open-minded about other elements of my life as well. Like the other ways I might have got stuck in my ways. Like video games, we talk about it a lot. Like we both come from that professionally. And a lot of people our age are like Fortnite shit and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, well, you need to, whether or not you like the game or not, I'm not actually a massive fan, but it's not about that. You have to kind of understand what's happening in the industry right now, and you go, this is what people are actually playing right now. Try and understand that. It doesn't mean you have to like it. There's plenty of songs that come through that people like right now that I don't like.
Of course, but when you can get 10 million people to watch your in-game concert, and you think, what a pile of shit. Well, it's not shit.
Yeah.
It's not shit. There's 10 million people at least.
At least have the fucking open-mindedness to go and tell me why. Like, I've listened to some Marshmallow music, not massive fan.
At least go and play it.
Yeah.
And then make up your own mind.
Yeah, it's not difficult in 2019
exactly,
either.
And that's, I think, I feel genuinely privileged that I'm in it. I don't want. I think it's a healthy way to be.
Yeah, and also that a lot of the music has made me think about the whole world in a different way. A lot of it, from Kendrick to Cole to Dave, which we've done today. Man, really has, and it's changed a lot of my worldview. Actually,
me too.
Not that I was ever had a very hard, fast worldview.
No,
I've always been
quite
fluid,
open-minded,
but. Things. If you can't open your mind and change
again, But the thing is, because we've delved into the lyrics, you've been allowed it to enter your brain, as have I. And now, again, you're never going to be able to empathise with it, but you can now sympathise with it, and that is going to allow you to see things differently.
And you can go, hold on, is there anything I can do?
Yeah,
I mean, we do have a bit of a platform, but also, is there anything physically I can do to?
No,
or is there not? Or
I think it's true. Yeah. And as a guy that always tries to live his life positively, be that with any of my lives, I think it's helped. It's just helped not naysay anything, even if by accident. Like, oh, what a bunch of crap. Like, I may have said it whimsically, but then you realise it actually doesn't do anyone any good.
Well, do you know what a great case in point of that is? And I think we should do another track from this artist. And I don't reckon we're going to like it. It was the Playboy Carti video that we did, where we wrote off the second half for a joke. We kind of slept through it for a joke. And in hindsight, a lot of people are going, "This is shit reaction because of this." And I'm going, I don't have a leg to stand on now, regardless of whether I didn't like the song, because I did what I don't agree with. Now, we did it for a laugh.
It was a joke. That's the you can't not joke. You got to be able to joke.
So, in that respect, but I can, if you're a big fan and then the people you respect are doing that, you go.
Yeah, but I think that's important as well, because we're allowed to have a joke.
Of course,
and you're allowed to get pissed off like that.
No doubt. No doubt.
That's important too. Yeah. Like, otherwise, you wouldn't be able to have any kind of personality in these things.
100%.
But I do know what you mean. And we are going to go back to Playboy Carti. We will do. I won't lie. I think I'm going to hate it. But good. Yeah. Good. I want to hate stuff, and I want.
It would be weird. It would be weird, and also it would be inauthentic if we liked all of this new.
Exactly.
It's actually been weird how much we liked, especially as I was always been a hip hop fan for years, but wasn't massively into it. As people know, been around for a long time. But it was fuckloads of artists I'd never heard before, especially the newer generation. But even hadn't heard much Kendrick, hadn't heard basically any Cole, and not even that much Drake apart from the radio stuff. There we go. Yeah, there we go. And we've got a list of stuff we're going to do later, and there's a bunch of artists that we don't know, or certainly songs that we don't know. But anyway, we're rambling now, I think. But
that's what it was, though.
I just think there's something in an audience for a channel like this, and the reason the channels like this have done so well, people go, it's lazy content and stuff like this, and I say, oh no, I think it's more than that.
That ties into what we're just talking about. It's lazy content. Why? Because you don't understand it. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Don't watch it. But don't fob things off. I mean, you can fob something off if it's like dying a death. You can kind of go, look, this is not working. But when things have taken off and have become a genre within their own right, and are doing views and are doing well, then you have to realise that there's something in it. Much like the Fortnite thing. Like, there is something in Fortnite, and there's something in Playboy Carti, and there's something in Little Pump. There's things in it that is resonating with people, be that good or bad. That's up for you to decide. But when something manages to cross over, it's not healthy to just flip it away.
People don't want to be fucking divided. I swear, people do not want that feeling of divided. Yes, they want to have their own clans and their own groups and their own cliques and their ownership of everything like that. But generally speaking, people don't want to be shut away into their little things. And
it shouldn't be like that.
It doesn't make anyone happy. That's why.
Especially because where we want to get to. I'm talking like
long term
in the future. Because at the end of the day, and it doesn't work like this, and this is a bit hippie trippy, but we are all just human beings. We are deep down. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from. We all just fucking popped out one day and went, the fuck.
I have a feeling where it's like, I think this is a slightly strange thing to say, but fuck it, I'll say it. Like, there is a thing that happens in a human being's brain that is like the reptile brain, that if you see someone who looks completely different for you and you're not from an area where it's very mixed, your reptile brain goes, that person's different to me. And it's old tribal shit that's like a weird thing, because you think there's somebody from another tribe that's coming to kill your tribe. It's like, just beyond caveman shit. Do you know how long it takes to get over that feeling? About 60 seconds. It takes a conversation, a nod, a smile, 5 minutes, and then you realise everybody's the fucking same. People who hang on to that first little flash that happens in their brain, I worry about them the most.
You should do.
I worry about them the most.
You should do, because you're not open-minded.
Yeah.
Same thing,
and
man.
also the people that say that flash doesn't exist at all are
also... that's the other problem, isn't it? Is that you're not allowed to talk about that stuff, because we absolutely do need to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, because that's real. That's real.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's just that is a thing that happens in many people's brains.
But it's all about pushing yourself and evolving and making sure you're always heading on a positive, progressive path.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you stand still.
And not the progressive Twitter progressive where you actually want to shut down everybody else's opinions.
I mean, actually progressing your life to the point you feel happier and better and like a more productive human being.
Exactly.
Right, that's that. I guess,
man, that's just a year in. And I've just been in my head, in my feelings, thinking about that, and it seems like you've both been thinking the same thing.
Chatting about that
shit
man. Here on Rock
so,
Reacts. Also,
that's about it.
Ain't no one copywriting this.
Exactly. So we're going to do a few more vloggy, chatty type videos. No, but it's true. It's true, because it is exhausting. It is exhausting.
And also, it is nice to chat sometimes, especially because, and this is just behind the scenes now, like, we've already done about 10, 12, maybe more, 14 songs today. And after a while, I just need a break. Yeah. So we're having a break. That's
exactly, because we want to make sure all the reactions are the standard they should be.
Yeah, we're going to stop doing super loads in a day if we start to feel tired, because we watch them back and we go, oh right, that's when we stop talking.
Yeah, you do like one pause in a whole song, and it's like, it's not good enough. That's not what we represent.
Again, it's all about progressing. Exactly. You see, I was going to hit the tail. I'm not going to do that. Ties in. Right, that's that. I guess.
I think that's about it. Yeah. Just
cheers as well. Thanks to you guys as well.
This is basically a thank you.
It is. I don't know how we've got here, but the fact we're a year on and it's a thing is because we could have got a year on and gone, there's no point doing this anymore. This is an absolute waste of time.
If we'd been busting our ass as much as we had and it got
10 subscribers, that would have been really
probably
that'd been you and I, so 8 subscribers.
Yeah.
So the fact that we are here and we can make it a thing, and we can talk about Patreons, and we've got merchandise coming too, and all of that kind of stuff is it's
drip
pretty
unit
cool.
Assemble. The drip unit.
It's pretty cool. So thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks guys.
And just keep watching, keep hanging out with us. Keep suggesting stuff in the comments. Keep getting on our ass. And you don't like something, that's cool. That's YouTube. We get it.
And year 2's going to be bigger than year 1. You can't control the numbers. That it is what it is. But in terms of ambition and what we want to do with the channel, it's still going to be this. But we want to add.
Always
add.
The nature of this whole thing: open-minded, progressive, productive, all that stuff. That ties into us.
That's the fucking drip unit, mate. That's what it is. You guys out there.
But do all the YouTube stuff, like the video, share the video, subscribe, leave a comment. Again, if you can help us at patreon.com/reacts, help us live the stream. We really appreciate it. Like, build this foundation of power.
Yeah. Come join the drip unit. Yeah, let's take it to the next level.
The DU and the FOP.
Yeah.
And what else do they do? Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
Go follow Rock Reacts.
Yeah, make sure you follow that. We're all there, but I figure we'll get the followers off the middle one anyway. Let's get that one as big as it should, because it's
the hub.
It's like a 4K or something on Twitter at the moment, and you think that's decent, but we're on 250k on YouTube. Come on. Come and follow it.
10k by October. That's the 10th month, right? 10k by October. That's a long-ass time as well. It's a long-ass time.
Oh, we could do... if you watched all the way to the end of this video and you haven't followed us on Twitter, let's get to 6k in the next 4 weeks, on 4 and something now, and then we'll do something. We'll drop something.
We'll get naked. No, we won't.
I'm not doing that.
We'll get banned anyway.
Well, you can see him naked. It's easy to find it.
That's not true. That is a lie and taken out of context.
Slander.
You, my friend.
The channel's over.
That's it. We're done.
Let us know your thoughts on what we said down in the comments, for real, because we'll definitely go through and read. We read all the comments anyway.
Honestly, we're honest. We expect honesty back, which is why we bring up the Playboy Carti stuff. It was hilarious, to be honest. I thought it was funny. But yeah, just be honest. It's all good. We're just friends. We're just chilling out here on YouTube, having a good time.
Before we started this, we said, how long is this going to be? 4 or 5 minutes? Let's go and check. What is it?
I'm going to say 14. I haven't looked. 14.
Oh my god. What's wrong with us?
What do you watch it for? You fools. It's 20 minutes of your life you can't get back. I enjoyed it though.
I did.
That's all that matters.
Thanks so much, everyone. Love you.